Welcome back, guys. So we are going to continue making progress on this room. I've got a lot to do here. Fireplace is framed up. We got our gas line down. If you caught the last video, we are prepped for this fireplace install. That's still weeks away because we're on the schedule. So I got plenty of other things I can be doing. I've got to take this fixture right here, this ceiling fan, and center it on the fireplace frame that we built. I've got plans for the ceiling too, but first we're gonna try to knock out some electrical. Got the ceiling fan out, and my new location is that pencil line there. Other things I need to consider, that light that was above the mantle needs to be moved above the new mantle, and then I don't like that vent right there. That vent, really, I would like to push it over to the right a little bit just because it's kind of on the main feature. And then John is tearing out the wood that the new fireplace will be sitting on. It's actually allowed that it can sit on wood directly, but I just want it as low as possible. And this ceiling here is actually big enough for 2 fixtures. So I could probably pull electrical off this fixture and run it to another ceiling fan, possibly. There's space for it, that's for sure. But then we got that fixture over there hanging down, and it might be too cluttered. Yeah, I think we'll probably just stick with one. So we're up here in the attic now. We've located up here where the fan is currently, and I poked a hole right here where my new location is. I've got a hole saw here, and I'm just gonna put my guide right in there and drill through. So this is going to be really easy because this thing is screwed in. Thankfully, it's not nailed. I can unscrew it and simply just move it over. One of the easiest things ever. There it goes. So not too bad. This is a really easy one. I'm glad that my joists are running this way so I could just slide it over. It's a little bit harder, for instance, if you like need your thing to land right here, your outlet. But we lucked out on this one. I've been getting lucky on a lot. So this worked out easy. Gas line from the last video worked out easy. Don't smell any gas up here, so that's awesome. Everything's been good with that. So I can just take this, twist it up, and drop it back through here until I have sheathing through. And then this, technically, I'm supposed to staple this back up. So I could take this same staple and then just staple it here. But you know what? I'm gonna leave it for now because that gives me room to like pull on it and stuff. And I'm really happy that my joists are running this way versus the other way, because when I put my Windsor 1 either shiplap or tongue and groove on the ceiling, that's going to be awesome because I'll be going basically the opposite direction of these joists. We'll have all this to nail into. Sweet. I was thinking we were going to have to put like nailing strips in, but I'm so glad they're running this way. On to the next outlet. So on the fan, we were lucky because we were coming towards the wire, so we had slack. On this little puck light thing over here, we're going the other way, so we don't have that slack. So my wire is just stuck right here. I need another 2.5 foot there. So what we're gonna have to do is create a junction box, or we're gonna use a junction box, and we'll create a splice using this. You can see this is just a box. It's got punch outs on it. I've already punched out 2. So I'm just going to screw this in here. I'll feed my wires into it. We'll make our splice in there. This has a cover, so it'll be protected. So once I get the splice done, we'll just screw this on and it's good to go. And then I've got 50 feet of this wire. We only need 2 foot here, but we're going to be moving stuff downstairs. So I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and get more because we're going to need it. So this will just get screwed in right here. Okay, and then my wire, I can just feed it through this punch out here. Bam. And then I need to cut my other, well actually what I need to do first, this box is different than the one that we used over there. This one just gets nailed to the joist. That's those two nails going in, and that's it. It just gets nailed to the joist. It's up close enough against the joist where I can use this and just send it home using these nails. So I'll get this in place first, and that'll tell me how far or how much wire I need to cut. Bam. Okay, let's tap that down a little bit. And I've got this punched out right here to receive that spliced cable. So what is that going to be? Roughly, let's make this thing like 26 inches. And this is how much gauge? 14 gauge. I just got these wire cutters. Oh, that's 12, 14. Is it 14? Okay. Oh, that's nice. Man, that's nice. This is easy, guys. Electrician work. You know, you don't need a license for this. No. I'm joking. This is really basic. There's like crazy stuff out there. Done. We got our splice cable. And then we'll just route this through. Perfect. And then I'll actually throw this insulation all back over it. But I think before I do that, I'm gonna hook that light back up that was down there and just make sure that it works before I just cover everything back up. But I think it's fine. I mean, it's just matching the three colors together. So that completes that. We have one more thing to do in the oven. This is the oven. The roof is a frying pan, the attic is the oven. So we'll be in the oven. We have to move that vent. That vent has to go that way. Honestly, guys, we're just gonna do this. We're not gonna film it because it takes a lot more time to film it and we're just burning up here. We just need to get this done. But I'll show you when everything's sorted out. All right, guys, so I believe we're done in the attic. We've got our ceiling fan fixture right here moved over a couple of feet. Then we've got our light now lined up with that. Used to be right there. This vent is now moved. I got a towel stuffed in it right now, and we moved that over there. And Chief is freaking out because we're tearing up more stuff. Now there's another dog in the back. But John is tearing out this drywall around this now because that transom window will change, remember? And my next thing to sort out is electrical. I think I'm gonna have a sconce on each side of the TV somehow, but I need electrical for the mantle. I've got a box there I can use for the TV already, and then I need to move this stuff around. And I really need to see what's going on in here because all the wires come from this way, and if I put a window here, well, these wires are way too high, so I'm gonna have to lower those anyways. And we got nothing over here, so it's fair game over here. So yeah, I need to look at what's going on with electrical, and then all the kind of utilities, behind the scenes stuff will pretty much be done at that point. So basically, we still got a lot to do before we get to any of the fun stuff, but this is all kind of part of the process. So moving right along here, this is slow going because honestly we're not remodelers, but we are figuring this out. So John finished up taking all this out. We could see the electrical situation now. And what I'm gonna do is I have decided I am going to make this an outswing door because this is just way too awkward. And outswing's gonna be fine. They make non-removable pin hinges, so no one can just break in. And as a lot of people mentioned in the last video, they're a lot harder to kick in. But yeah, I think that will be fine. It'll just open this up. We won't have any interference with this door. And then my window will go right here, centered somewhere in here. But yeah, next time you see this, it's gonna be, it's gonna still kind of look like this, but everything is gonna be in its proper location as far as electrical, which is a big deal for me because really, electrical done, gas done, everything moved around. I mean, once they get this in, we're starting to trim this thing out. Oh no, we gotta make windows. Dang it. I might just buy windows, I don't know. I'm building the door, but maybe buying the windows. I don't know, running out of money here.
Yeah, this is light, this is fan.
So I have now moved some electrical around. We have these lights roughly where they're gonna go. Obviously we're gonna get new lights and we're gonna lay these out better when we know where everything is, like the TV and the mantle and everything. But hit that switch for me, will you? All right, so there's the sconces. This is awesome. So if you can visualize, we have a fireplace, 36 inch there. TV kind of right in this area. Sconce. And then hit number 3 for me. And then we brought this light in, and this one is just gonna go over the TV real dim because we're gonna get one of those TVs that kind of looks like a piece of art, and it might look cool with just like a artwork type light on it. Kind of like traditional, what they used to do before TVs. And then hit that last one. That last one is just for some light up there. So this is awesome. We got that light moved. This one's centered. These 2 sconces stretched out where they need to go. And then I started to do some of the wiring under here, but then I realized, wait, I've got to do all the framing for these windows first so I can drill through the new framing and run the wires. So I stopped doing that. And that's the next thing that I really need to get started on. So seeing these lights go in here roughly in the position of where they're gonna be is really motivating because it really brings the vision of what we're trying to do here to a reality. So that's as far as we're gonna get in today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on this one, and next time we'll be doing some framing right here. So we'll see you then.